Max Verstappen scored his 8th win of 2022 with a brilliant recovery at the Hungaroring and heads into the summer break with plenty of momentum. However, the same cannot be said of some of his rivals. We've picked out 6 winners and 5 losers from the Hungarian Grand Prix. Winner number 1, Max Verstappen. It says a lot about the gripping battle between Ferrari and George Russell at the front on Sunday that Max Verstappen's magnificent dance through the field from 10th place to victory was almost overlooked. The way Verstappen has ruthlessly dominated the first half of the season, with 8 wins in 13 races, has boosted hopes that he could become one of the most successful F1 drivers of all time. That ability was demonstrated in Hungary when the Dutchman won a race from outside the top 4 for the first time in his career. He now leads the drivers' standings by 80 points, which means he could fail to compete in the next 3 races and still be on top. Loser number 1, Charles Leclerc. Charles Leclerc was disappointed to miss out on pole position as Ferrari had problems getting the tires to work. Still, he felt the F175 had enough downforce advantage to secure victory on Sunday. But a strange decision to put him on the hard tires, in cooler conditions than expected, took him out of the race and left him 6th. This continued his streak of not having finished on the podium in either F1 or F2 at the Hungaroring. He goes into the summer break with just 1 win in 10 attempts and desperately needs a turnaround if he is to keep his title ambitions alive. Winner number 2, Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton is still waiting for his first win of 2022, but his performance and that of his Mercedes team in Hungary give him hope that this drought will end after the summer break. The 7-time world champion thought a front-row start would have been possible had it not been for a DRS problem on Saturday. But on Sunday he made the best of the situation and fought his way through the field to 2nd place. It was his 5th podium in a row, the longest active streak in Formula 1, and his 11th podium in Hungary. He is now just 12 points behind his teammate George Russell. Losers number 2, Ferrari. Considering how dominant Ferrari was on Friday when conditions were dry and hot, it is remarkable that no car was on the podium at the end of the weekend. 2 slow stops robbed Carlos Sainz of the chance to challenge for the lead, while the decision to run on medium-hard tires with Leclerc also dashed his hopes. They are now 97 points behind Red Bull in the Constructors' Championship and only 30 points ahead of Mercedes. A major reboot is needed over the summer. Winners number 3, Mercedes. The fact that Mercedes did more laps on Sunday than in all the other races of the season combined shows how much the Silver Arrows improved in Hungary. The tight and twisty track layout was expected to suit the Silver Arrows, but nobody expected George Russell to claim his first F1 pole position and Mercedes' first of the season. The Silver Arrows still have a long way to go to keep up with Red Bull and Ferrari, but this is the closest they have ever come, and it raises hopes that they can finally make it a 3-way fight. Losers number 3, Haas. Haas brought their first upgrade package of the season to Hungary, and although they only had 1 set of updates, which Kevin Magnussen received due to production delays, the speed of the base car gave them hope that they could be in the fight for points. However, they struggled throughout the weekend, and although Magnussen said the performance of the package was promising, it never really looked like a top 10 finish was possible. That meant a 2nd consecutive race without points and a 17-point gap to Alfa Romeo in the battle for 6th place in the Constructors' Championship. Winner number 4, Lando Norris. Lando has been a model of consistency of late. The Briton secured his 3rd consecutive 7th place finish in Hungary. It was also his 10th points finish in 13 races this season. Although he would love to be fighting for podiums, his McLaren is not up to it at the moment, so he is making the most of it. 7th place was the best result in Hungary and ensures that his team continues to fight with Alpine for P4. Loser number 4, Daniel Ricciardo. It was the kind of frustrating weekend that characterizes Daniel Ricciardo's time at McLaren. The Australian felt he had his best Friday of the year in Hungary, only to fail to carry that form into the weekend when it really mattered. The double overtake to the Alpines was impressive, but it was the only highlight in a race in which he struggled for grip and clashed with Lance Stroll. Finishing 15th, he ended his 9th race weekend of the year without points. Winner number 5, Sebastian Vettel. Sebastian Vettel had an exciting weekend. First he opened an Instagram account and then used it to announce his retirement from Formula 1 at the end of the season. On track, he delivered a strong race that earned him a point for 10th place, his 5th points haul of the year, giving him 4 times as many points as teammate Lance Stroll so far. Losers number 5, AlphaTauri. This was another difficult race weekend for AlphaTauri. Pierre Gasly recovered well from a pit lane start after a series of engine component changes, suggesting the team has taken a step forward, but 12th place offered no reward in terms of points. His teammate Yuki Tsunoda had no grip in cold conditions, spun on the softs in the race and finished a miserable 19th. The Italian team has now gone 5 races without points and is 8th in the constructors' standings.